My name is David.
And I'm Jen.
And we live across the road. As local residents, the park to us means having some open space. It's great to have nature just across the road. Rather, it's a city centre area, and it's really nice to have somewhere where you can kind of just relax a little bit and to some degree get away from the hustle and bustle.
Well, it's really nice. We live just across the road for the last 5 or 6 years, so it's great just to have a green place. Again, we meet some of the neighbours and people who live on the streets around, having the butterflies and bees in the summer, and helping with tidying up the place, keeping the plants tidy, doing a bit of drawing on the blackboard every so often, and it's just a lovely to have the nature is so close to our house. We really enjoy it.
In the Christmas, we like to put up some decorations, a bit of lights to put colour in the winter, and that seems to go down well with the local residents as well. To me, it's an important space for locals. There's a group of older people that really make use of the space and like to hang out here. And to be honest, coming by, if this space wasn't there, you may not know your local people as well as you would otherwise. So I think that's a really valuable thing. Another great thing to see is when young children passing by, often with their parents going to the shop or something, they'll just scuttle in and play for about 1 minute and jump out again. I think that's a really good thing for children to have that available in spaces like this. So really, I think it's a positive part of our local area, and it's a really good. It's something that we really need to keep working at and to try and continually improve.
Oh, you're singing.
Girl.
No, he's qualified.
So my name is Sophie von Maltzahn. I'm an artist and a trained landscape architect and a gardener. And the art I do is socially engaged, environmentally engaged, or you can even call it activist. And this is a really great project that I've been working on. I'm very grateful to have been working on with the community who had the idea to develop this garden and then build it. And we started the project in 2015. And my interest in this space, and I've done experimental spaces around the inner city of Dublin, and my interest is that if you look at this space, it's a really narrow, tiny space, and prior to our intervention it was all just lawn and not used for much more than peeing against the wall. And the community who wanted to make this a better and more meaningful space for the neighborhoods and all citizens really walking past as well as living in the area, is turning it into what we call a micro pocket park that can demonstrate the use you can get out of a small little space like that, not only for the people using it, but also for every other creature and plant living or could be living in the city. So what we're demonstrating is how efficiently you can combine these uses. So it's a space that's quite densely planted, and even now at the end of November you can see how there's many flowers still, and the shrubs growing, which you don't see that often either in the inner city. There's fruits, and it's just this amazing place where nature can be introduced. These days we're really keen on introducing more green infrastructure into the city, and this is a perfect example for a micro green infrastructure stepping stone. if you look at the rich habitat it creates.
Yeah, sure. The Pocket Park was started by a resident of St. Anne's Road in 2015. She lived in the street and had seen this green space being really badly used, so she decided to make it into something much more beautiful, which is what we have today. So she gathered funding, employed a landscape architect, who you'll meet later on, and they worked together to develop the park. So what we have today is a mature version of their original plan. So the future for the park, we want to make it into an even better version of what it is now. We'd very much like to improve the playfulness of the park, because really this is a park for older people to come and sit and take a rest, and for kids to come and play, and everybody in between.
Yeah. We moved to the area about over a year ago, and it was in the midst of COVID, so the park was just such a nice opportunity to meet neighbours, to meet local people, and to settle into the area. So we come over with our little dog Coco and this little one here now, and it's just such a nice place. In summer I'll come down, take a break from work and sit here, enjoy the sunshine. It's such a nice south-facing direction, so it gets lots of sun in the summer. You can sit here, relax, soak up the sunshine. Yeah, and I think when Henning is a bit older, next year he'll be running around and enjoying a lot of the play features. Huh? And he loves this horse already. Don't you? Don't you? Oh, should we do that? We have tried that. Next year.
I'm Tony McGrath. I live around here for the last 78 years. And when I was growing up, we had nothing like this. It was a dump. In actual fact, some people wanted to turn it into a bottle bank and throw all their rubbish here. So that was torn down. And then some of our new neighbours here got green fingers and came over and suggested we turn it into a park. And that's where it went from there. Unfortunately, I think one of them is in Australia. One of the girls that worked it all out, you know. And it's turned up great. It's a great success. Everyone's delighted with it. And we get a lot of compliments from people that would be up for the matches, that love to have one like this at home. And that's about it, I think. You know, we're delighted with it. That's about it. It's matured over the years, as I say, and hopefully it'll get better.
Hi, my name's Nessa Darcy. I'm a creative entomologist, and my mission is to reintroduce humans to their natural habitat through colourful encounters with insects. I've spent many a lovely day at St. Anne's Road Pocket Park looking for and finding a diverse abundance of creatures. There's plenty of aphids on the oak tree that feed the 10-spot and 2-spot ladybirds. The honeybees, bumblebees and hoverflies love the pollinator plants, especially the passion fruit flowers, which they turn into delicious passion fruits. And we've got the 22-spot ladybird, that's a bright yellow one that eats mildew off the undergrowth. And also where the leaves have been left in place, those are home to millipedes, centipedes and woodlice. And unfortunately for the woodlice, some of the chunkiest looking woodlouse eating spiders I've ever seen. Also where the grass has been left long, there's ragwort, which is the only food plant of the stripy caterpillars of the cinnabar moth. And there's also plenty of rugwort plantain, which is a medicinal plant, you can turn into a tea for a sore throat. Also, the kids share their slide hill with a thriving ant's nest. The highlight of my time at St. Anne's Road Pocket Park has been some workshops that I facilitated with Lindsay Road National School. Those culminated in the creation of some beautiful, colourful insect information murals, which we then mounted on the wall at the park. So each of the classes at the school got to go out and search for insects in the park and found lots of different species. Took some back to the classroom to look under the microscope and made drawings of them. And during one of those workshops, some ladybirds laid eggs in one of the jars. So I took them home and raised them, and they pupated and emerged just in time for our next event at the park, where we ceremoniously released them back onto the oak tree. Sophie, who designed the Pocket Park, recently did a fascinating presentation as part of a webinar I organised. This was for our natural habitat, the Biosphere Challenge, which is a series of 10 fun tasks which anyone can undertake to protect and connect with our natural habitats in the Dublin Bay and Kerry UNESCO biospheres, or anywhere where people, nature and culture connect. St. Anne's Road Pocket Park is a beautiful example of how human culture and wildlife habitat can coexist happily in even the smallest patch of urban land. I actually used to live around the corner from the park, and that was back before it was turned into a park, and I never thought anything of it except that it was just a little scrap of wasteland on my way to the bus stop. So to see how much life, both insect and human, is supported by the park now that it's been transformed is absolutely astonishing. I'm currently designing a teacher training course as part of the Europass Teacher Academy. The theme is exploring biodiversity and ecology through the lens of creativity and culture. And I will definitely be using St. Anne's Road Pocket Park as a case study in how to do that the right way.
I like that it has a slide and to play in it, and I like having it around the corner.
We're going to work along with Dublin City Council, the community guards, and anybody else who'll support us to continue to make this park into a great place. Being part of Dublin PPN is actually really beneficial to us. We understand and kind of get notice of what's going on, and sometimes we can link in with other similar organisations. So it's a really great resource for us.